Okay, so I'm going to show you how to use what is it? Yoast by or sorry, WordPress SEO by Yoast, which will allow you to create SEO. So what I've got is I've got a page here on a website that I have, Calgary Sales and Marketing. This post here is selling with complementary companies. A couple of things you can do. One, there's a website called Juxt SEO, JUXSEO.com. And what you do is you put the URL in and the keyword that you're trying to get. You can generate a report, and it'll take a couple of minutes to do this. And this will help you with some of the stuff that you're going to do. Now, when it comes to the WordPress and doing the getting the WordPress set up for the proper SEO, you have to pick a specific keyword, and that keyword should be in the title, which you'll find up in here. And also, if you're doing pages, it'll be up in here as well. It'll end up the way they set it up so that it's actually in the permalink as well. It should be in certain circumstances where they have, spots on the page for SEO. So up front here, I've got selling with complementary companies. It's in the H2 header here. If you go down here, it's selling with complementary companies. It's if I click on that, it'll be in what they call the H3. So there's an H1, H2, H3 on this stuff. It'll also be displayed throughout the actual content and information that you're creating or bringing over from a page. And so as we go through the WordPress SEO by Yoast, there's a general tab and page analysis tab. We're only going to focus on these two tabs. So this has got the title, the URL, and the description in it. The focus keyword that I'm focusing on, so this is what you're trying to focus on and figure out what the keyword is or the phrase that you're using. So I'm using selling with complementary companies. And what it tells me right now is it's in the article heading, which is up at the top. It's in here. It's in the page title, obviously, which is going to be also on the website, which is up here. The is it in the page URL? Yes, because there it is. There's the URL, and it's selling with complementary companies. Is it in the content? Yes, it's actually in the content 4 times, is what it's saying here. And in the meta description. So the meta description is the information that you put in to convey what it is. Depending on what we've got on the site, it could be in page SEO, it could be in all-in-one SEO pack, whatever it is. But it actually shows up a couple of times in there. So realistically, what you're trying to do is make sure that it's in the title, the page header, the URL. Make sure it's in the content on the site and also in the description, the meta description. And so obviously you'll have to fill this part out here for the SEO title so that it tells you whether it's in there or not. And then also in here, and it just walks you through the process. So that's one of the things. Now, the next thing is page analysis. So what it does that's really sweet is it's going to show you what you need to do. So slug for this page is a bit long, consider shortening it. That's just the URL, so you can shorten it if you want. I don't really care, it doesn't bother me. Keyword for the page contains one or more stop words. They say with is a stop word. You can decide whether you want to remove it or not. I'm just keeping it in, it doesn't bother me. Copy score, which is, is it difficult to read? Is it easy to read? It tells you this stuff. Once again, I'm not overly concerned with that stuff usually. Page title is 79 characters long. Limit's usually 70, so it kind of walks you through and says, here's what you got to do to change this sort of stuff. Keywords, it tells you what's going on there. So it just walks you through and tells you everything that you need to do to make this site SEO friendly. And the neat thing is in the SEO part here, you'll see a green light that goes on. Just check. Once again, it takes you down here and it just walks you through. Start fixing it up as you go, and eventually you'll get to when it turns green, means you're in a pretty good state as well. Jux SEO, so I can take a look at that report. So I put it in for the URL and also the term that we were trying to get found on. So this is 80 out of 100, which is telling me I'm doing pretty darn decent. Does it have meta keywords? Well, I guess I didn't put the keywords in there, but you know what? Not that big a deal. The nice thing about this Jux SEO is that, as I say, it'll give you the score here, and you go walk through and figure out where you may be missing stuff. Is your keyword used in bold? And it'll just, if you click on it, it says, here's why you want to put some stuff in bold. So I would go back into the article and take the keyword that I was using, put a bold against it, put an italics against it, as you can see here. Just different things that would make it better. But because I have a score of about 80 out of 100, I'm not really necessarily overly concerned with that. Does the URL contain unfriendly characters? Probably. So I got to go through and maybe fix that. Is the URL less than 76 characters? No, it was actually 79. So I should change that, and it'll fix it. So anyways, long story short is you just go through and you see kind of what they're explaining here and what you need to do to fix it up to make it better. And if you can up the score, that's great. And if you can get it as close to 100 as possible, then it's absolutely perfect. So one last thing I should show you is your keyword used in one image alt tag. So on this page, I have an alt tag here. And what you can see when I hover over it, it says selling with complementary companies. How you get that is you should put an image in your post. I've got it here. You upload by adding it here. And when it's uploaded, it shows up and there's a title right here, and there's also an alternative text. And the alternative text, or the alt tag, is where you want to put your keyword in, and make sure that it's in there as well. So I hope this is informational and kind of puts you on the right direction. And if there are any questions, feel free to reach out to me at chris@salestipaday.com.